Willpower is not the only answer to emotional eating. Hey everybody, my name is George Barnstable. I am a binge eating, recovery and sustainable weight loss coach, having undergone 10 years my own struggling with my relationship with food, with binge eating on a regular basis, sometimes every few days, every day for weeks on end, and struggling with my weight. Yo-yoing 10 kilos every few weeks, every few months. In this video here, I want to tell you about a client call that I had just a handful of days ago, where the real reason that my client at the time was snacking was not because of hunger, and was actually because of unprocessed emotions. You see, this client thought that willpower was the answer. She thought that, hey, I just need to dig my heels in a bit more. I need to be stronger. I need to not let anxiety rule my life like it does and use food as the comfort blanket. When in reality, there's a much more simple fix, and the simple fix actually works long term. Because you see, the thing with willpower is it's finite. It runs out, and it's really hard to muster up as well. It's really hard to use willpower when we don't really want to. So let's add a different dimension here. Let's remove the will for willpower. And let's understand how we can stop evening snacking and binge eating and using food as a comfort blanket for emotions like anxiety with something else. And that, my friends, is the power of the journal. This little thing here. Whenever a client mentions to me that they use food as a comfort blanket, my one task to them is, the next time that you're thinking of doing that, ask yourself what you actually need right now. And I want you to open the journal up, and I simply want you to ask yourself the question: if food didn't exist, what am I searching for right now? What am I trying to use food to serve, to solve, to fix right now? And for a lot of clients, they are not fixing an appetite. They are not hungry. They're fixing an emotion that is unprocessed. They're anxious. They're sad. They're lonely. And then I need you to ask yourself, oh, how can I go tap into that emotion without food? For me, it was loneliness. It was loneliness that would cause depression and sadness. And so I needed more social life. I needed better connection. I needed more time with friends, right? And then I needed to go act on that, okay? It's one thing understanding what you need. It's a whole other actually doing things differently. Because if anything, it's worse to know what the problem is and not do anything at all about it when you know what the answer is, than have a problem that you don't even know why it's there. It's worse to be solution aware and not do anything about it than not even be solution aware at all. So how did I do it? And what was my advice to this client too? So once you've journaled and you've asked yourself the question, what else do I need right now? What am I trying to use food to replace? You need to go do the thing. You need to call up a friend. You need to call your family. You need to go book a date with your partner or see someone. You need to engage in that thing that you're trying to use food to comfort. Because the reality is, it's going to happen again if you continue ignoring it. If every Friday and Saturday night you're alone in your apartment and you're sad and you're lonely, you're going to continue using food as this comfort blanket. But the reality is, unless you actually stop the lonely Friday and Saturday nights, you are going to always struggle with this. And maybe there'll be one weekend where you don't binge, where you don't snack excessively and unneededly. But you're not going to get it the next weekend. You're probably going to suffice to it, because willpower is only so finite. And that candle burns. It will run out, as pessimistic as that sounds. But that's good. That's good, because what you need right now is not further comfort in food. What you need is connection, is community, is family, is friends, is humans. You don't need food to give you that comfort. Look, this was a shorter one, a sharper one than I have been doing. And what I mean by that is, over the last hour, I've been answering 10 of the most common problems that people have been running into. My clients, as well as people that I've jumped on discovery calls with. And I'm answering them. So if you liked this, if maybe you feel like you've got another problem that I didn't answer today, then check out a few of the other videos I've been posting lately, because I'm going to do this once a week, where I answer 10 questions, 10 problems, and post them to YouTube. So there'll probably be a lot of value that you can take out of those too. So I'd recommend having a review of my YouTube page now. But separately, what I will say is, like I said, these problems and questions come from clients and discovery calls. Discovery calls are calls that I have with people that are interested in my coaching. I write them down and I use AI to kind of tell me what questions I should answer and what are the most common ones that come up. And you may be interested in having that direction and advice. And you may be interested in actually speaking with me and becoming a client one day. And if that is the case, there is a link down below in regard to my coaching. So I direct you to a landing page, like a website, which tells you a bit more about what I do, how I help people. And then there's going to be an ability to apply for coaching. That is not forcing you into coaching. We're going to have 2 calls. One will be to see if we're a fit, to see if I can help you. And then the second is going to be the actual coaching call in itself, and talking to you more about my program and everything involved with it. So if you're someone that is sick of going in circles, that is sick of snacking at night and not knowing why you're doing it, and maybe this is only one piece of the puzzle for you, because there's other areas that need fixing too, then maybe click onto that link and maybe do apply. And maybe do have a conversation with me. And let's see if we can end this cycle, which has been 10 years long, and start putting you in the right direction. I'll see you in the next one.